give a small introduction on VicharManthan itself. VicharManthan is an initiative by Hindu Swami Sevak Sangh. It provides a platform for thought leadership in Hindu values and Hindu traditions and Vedic culture from all walks of life in and around United States and Bay Area basically for this branch. There are many branches of VicharManthan too. In Los Angeles and Seattle also we have VicharManthan branches. It promotes and enables a conducive environment for a dialogue through which Islamic philosophy, culture and traditions can impact global thought processes and positive actions in that way. Over the past few months, we heard many lectures, many discussions from many speakers from various walks of life, backgrounds, from academia to spiritual leaders, to highly distinguished bureaucrats and highly inspiring personalities from various organizations. On behalf of VicharManthan and HSS, we welcome all of you and Swamiji for today's events. I would like to invite Mr. Narayana of Bharati Tamil Sangam to please come and give a small introduction on Tamil Sangam, Bharati Tamil Sangam, please.
Thank you very much for providing Bharati Tamil Sangam an opportunity to co-host this program. Bharati Tamil Sangam is a non-profit organization. It's in Bay Area. It's mainly following Hindu Dharma events, and it inculcates all the Hindu-specific activities. And it's sponsoring all the cultural activities that happens in the Bay Area to develop the Hindu culture and Hindu Dharma specific based on programs. So I'm really honored to invite Swamiji for this. Thank you very much for the support.
We are blessed to have Swami Chidananda Puri with us today. He will be delivering a talk on Karma Yoga and daily life. Swamiji is a visiting professor of Sanatana Dharma Peetham, chair for Sanatana Dharma Studies and Research at University of Calicut, and he heads the Kerala Marga Darshak Mandal. He has authored over 30 books, including interpretations of Shankara Bhashya and Vedas, etc. He has a thorough knowledge of matters relating, everything related to Dharma, with an in-depth knowledge of all Shastras and Vedas. Advaita Ashrama in Kolattur was established by Swamiji in a serene village in Kozhikode, which offers an opportunity to study the profound spiritual knowledge of Upanishads. I now request Swamiji to take over and give us his enlighten us with his speech.
Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Paramparam. Here The topic fixed for this discussion is Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga in the present society or in the present world. Wherever I go, I am giving more time for question and answer sessions. Here also, this is not a unidirectional speech. For some time we can talk on that. Then you can ask whatever you want. There is no any subject restriction. If I know the answer, I will reply. So don't hesitate to ask any questions. Here, I saw the backdrop of this, and there is a great message written as the motto of VicharManthan. That is Krunanto VicharManthan. It's a great message. Not only a message, it is a task, it's a duty, it's a big responsibility. Rishis of Veda gave on us or put on us. And that duty or that responsibility is Krunanto VicharManthan. Even though that mantra comes as a part of Devata Stutis, as a part of praising Devatas. In the first part of Rigveda, we can see that mantra. We can make the whole world divine. We can make the whole world great. We can make the whole world noble. Because the word used is Arya. We can make the whole world Arya. Arya means great, divine, or noble. The word Arya comes from the root R-gatau. So the meaning of Arya is one who can be approached. One who can be approached. That means a teacher, a great man. So here, the Rishi of Rigveda Samhita asks us to make the whole world great and divine. Not to conquer other countries or to build kingdoms or to attack others or to spread religion. No. Not such things. But to make the whole world great. How this can be done? Only through dissemination of knowledge. See, the name of our motherland or the culture was and is Bharat. What is the meaning of Bharat? In the Dhatu Patha of Panini, we can see a root there, Bha Deeptau. Bha Deeptau. Deepti means light or effulgence. So a land, a culture which is having bliss of light, bliss of light, or which is having bliss in light, that is Bharat. And what is this light? What is this effulgence? It is knowledge only. In the Bhashya of Bhagavan Shankaracharya, in one place he says, Sarvesham Shobhamananam Shobhanatama Hi Vidya. Sarvesham Shobhamananam Shobhanatama Hi Vidya. He, definitely, there is no doubt. Of all lights, Sarvesham Shobhamananam, of all lights or all effulgences, Vidya is the greatest delight. Knowledge is the greatest delight. And a nation, a culture, a civilization which is having bliss in that knowledge is Bharat. And because it is Bharat, this message is given there in the Veda itself to make the whole world great through spreading that knowledge. We must teach our children the meaning of the word Bharat. A land or a culture which is experiencing bliss in knowledge or which is giving that bliss of knowledge to the world, that is Bharat. The treasure of knowledge which our rishis gave us through Vedas. If we go inside and try to learn, we will sit wonderstruck, seeing the greatness of that knowledge. We need not divide that knowledge into secular or spiritual, physical or metaphysical. A harmonious outlook, a holistic outlook our rishis gave, and because of that outlook, our culture or our nation was called Bharat. And it was the teacher of the whole world. It was the teacher of the whole world because it had that treasure of knowledge within. And only through spreading that knowledge, giving that message of rishis, that is the only way to make the whole world great. That is Kranvanto VicharManthan. Spreading the knowledge of Veda, showing the world how harmonious it was, how holistic it was, how rational it was, how scientific it was. That is the only way to make the whole world great. And for that, this organization is working hard. And as a part of that, we are here today. And today's subject is related to Karma Yoga. What is Karma Yoga? Karma Yoga is when we are doing karma as yoga, it is karma yoga. Or when karma takes us to yoga, it is karma yoga. So to know what is karma yoga, first we have to know what is the meaning of yoga. What is yoga? Nowadays, the term yoga is used very widely, and even yoga center cum beauty parlor, we are seeing everywhere. So the actual meaning of yoga, what it is more being forgotten. See, the word yoga comes from the root yuj melane. Yuj melane. That means coming together, or to come together. That is the meaning of yoga. And of course there is another root also, yujir samadhau. If you are deriving the word yoga from yujir samadhau, then yoga will mean samadhi. And when you derive that term from the root yuj-melane, then yoga will mean uniting or coming together, being together, becoming together. In both these senses we can take the term yoga. What is the first meaning? See, we all are human beings. In Sanskrit, Manushya or Manava. Manushya or Manava. These terms comes from the root Manu Avabodhane. When the pratyaya Shyak comes along with the Manu, it becomes Manushya. When the pratyaya Anu comes with Manu, it becomes Manava. Of course, in English also it is man, or with a prefix it is woman. It must have also come from the same root. If you go to Indo-European languages and inquire from word that emerged, you will reach in Sanskrit, there is no doubt. So, man, Manushya or Manava means one with the ability to know. One who have the ability to know. Manu Avabodhane. That capability to know. When we came to this world as Manushyas, with this ability to know, to take an explanatory statement from Srimad Bhagavata, Brahmavalokadhishana, that ability to know the cause of all these phenomenal planes. With that ability we came to this world, and this very world, it projected so many questions. The very world I am seeing around me, it gave so many questions. What is this? What is this? I am seeing so many complex structures around me. And I know there must be a cause for all effects. What is the cause of all this phenomenal existence? From which all these are coming. And even though so many complex elements are there in this world, I know there is a scheme which is perfectly holding everything together. Then there must be something or somebody who is controlling everything. And what is that controlling faculty? Who is that? And above all, I am thinking, I am asking these questions: what is this world? What is this universe? And from which it came? And who is controlling all this? I am asking these questions. Who am I? What is my real nature? I am not this body, I know. This is my body. Then who am I? See, these three questions. What is this world? And who is controlling all this? And who am I? These three questions were there from the very beginning. Beginning means beginning of human beings. And when these questions comes within, we will start inquiring to get an answer. Actually, all sciences and all philosophies came from these questions to find out an answer. And our rishis, they dedicated the whole of their life for getting answer to these queries. Through tapasya, through inquiries, they inquired and inquired. And they realized, not only did they realize, they declared unto the world, Vedahamedam Purusham Mahantam. You can see such utterances in Veda. Without any doubt, they proclaim to the world, I have realized the supreme truth. And you can also. Not that I have realized and I am the only man who can realize. No, I have realized and you can also. Because you are human beings. So see, there was an inquirer and there was one inquired. Two aspects are there. Inquirer and inquired. When that realization came, both these unite together. The inquirer and the inquired. Now there is no difference. Because I have realized the supreme truth. Without any doubt, I know that. Then the difference goes. The difference of inquirer and the inquired. That unification, that unity, that coming together, that blending together, that becoming together, that is yoga. That is the meaning of yoga. Yuj Melane. See, in the initial stage, I thought myself as a jiva, a limited being, very limited being, a man or a woman, Indian or American or African or this, that. So many limitations I have imposed on myself. And with these imposed limitations, I was struggling in this world. I was struggling. But in this stage of yoga, when the differentiation of inquired and inquirer vanished, all those imposed limitations, they went, they disappeared. And that realization came that I am not a limited being. All the limitations of time, all the limitations of place and so many other limitations I imposed on myself, all came from ignorance only. Now I am realizing I am unlimited being. This realization is yoga. So this is the highest meaning of yoga. But we cannot use the term karma yoga or jnana yoga or bhakti yoga in this sense, because it is the highest play. Then how we will define karma yoga, or how we will explain karma yoga? See, to reach this ultimate realization, to get rid of all sorrows and to realize the unlimited nature of our own self, or to discard all superimpositions which I am imposing on myself with ignorance, to get rid of all that. Or to reach that supreme state of yoga, there are so many ways. To reach that supreme state of yoga, there are too many ways. Without discussing those ways, simply explaining about the final stage, that won't do. Like, if a man from this place asks somebody, please tell me the way to Kedarnath. And the other man started explaining, from Rishikesh, you travel northward, you will see the main road and you go through that way. And there will be so many junctions and you travel straight. And when you reach Rudraprayag, you must turn left. Otherwise, if you go straight, you will reach Badrinath. No, from Rudraprayag, you have to turn left. That way will take you to Kedarnath. Yes, the answer is correct. But that won't do. Why? Because the person inquired from this place, from America, and particularly this place, and giving him all details from Rishikesh to Kedarnath, it won't do. Because one who asked from America. So you have to explain the ways from this place to how you will reach Rishikesh. Then that will be useful. Like that, saying yoga is a supreme state of realization, it won't help a common man. How you will reach that place? Then also, our acharyas use the word yoga as a path. As a path. There comes so many ways, according to our temperament, according to our guna structure, or according to our inclinations. So many ways are there. For example, there is the way of Ashtanga Yoga, in which we are practicing yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, like that. Or there is the way of bhakti, shravana, kirtana, smarana, padasevana, Archana, Vandana, Dasya, like that. Or there is the path of rituals, doing pujas, chanting mantras, and all those. And of course, there is the path of karma yoga, that is doing our own duties or our own karma as the worship of the Supreme. So many ways are there. When karma itself becomes a path to Supreme Yoga, that is Karma Yoga. And how it is practical? How it is practical? How we will practice Karma Yoga? That is the question. See, we all are human beings. We are here with our instruments of knowledge and our instruments of action. That is Karmendriya and Jnanendriya. Senses of knowledge and instruments of actions are with us. And we are living in this world. In one way or other, we are doing so many works. Always. Always we are doing this or that work. Activities. So many activities. We are involved in that. Whether of Jnanendriya, that is senses of knowledge, or of Karmendriya, that is organs of actions, or Antakarana, that is mind or intellect. Using all these instruments, we are incessantly working. We are in the midst of activities. And whatever we do with these instruments, accordingly, some sort of samskara, inscriptions, they are naturally coming in our intellect, our antakarana. We are talking, or we are thinking, or we are walking, we are doing any work. Whatever we do, accordingly some samskaras are there. Naturally they are coming. And these samskaras get deposited, and from samskara, vasanas will be coming. It's a natural process. See, if we walk from this to that place, to that door, I am walking. You just imagine, from here to that door I am walking. For what I am walking? To reach there. There is no other aim or purpose. But each and every footstep of mine will be recorded here. Footprints will be there. I am not walking to keep my footprints. No, I am walking to reach there. But in course of that walk, so many footprints will be here. We cannot see with our naked eyes, but they are there. Even some dogs can smell that. We cannot see, but dogs will smell that. Here, the footprints of Swami Chidananda Puri. It is there. We are not working for that, but it is the natural outcome. It is happening simultaneously. Like that, whatever work, whatever activity we do with our organs, samskaras will inevitably be there. And this samskara will slowly and automatically will turn to vasanas. Vasana means tendency. When that vasana comes within, you will work. Vasana will make you work. It will make you work. Prakritihi tvam niyokshati. You cannot resist. Vasana will make you work. And out of that work, again samskara will come. And as a result, vasana. Then again karma. Then samskara. Then vasana. There is a cycle of karma. This cycle will go on. See? As human beings, we must work. We cannot sit idle. Without any work, nobody can sit. Nahi deha bhrada shakyam tyaktum karmanya sheshataha. One who have body or one who have body consciousness, he cannot sit without doing anything. In some way or other, he will be working. And as a result, samskara, then vasana, then again karma. And he is caught in a wheel of karma. And in due course, what will happen? When the prarabdha of your physical body ends, it will fall down. But the samskaras, the imprints which we have accumulated through these karmas are there in the subtle body. The gross body has gone. That means dead. But the samskaras, inscriptions in the subtle body, they are there. And according to that vasana, you have to select. You have to take another grosser body. So, this coming and going, it will go on. That is the cycle of samsara. We are in the cycle of samsara. We cannot escape. So here the problem is, as human beings, we have to work, and quite naturally that work is taking you to the cycle of samskara. Then comes a question. What is a way out of this cycle? There, our rishis teach us. What is binding you in the samsara is not your activities, not your works. Then, the attitude with which you are doing, that is responsible for tying you in the cycle of karma. What is binding you is not karma, but the attitude behind karma. So what is required is, we have to change the vision. That is the only way. We cannot change karma. Karma is there and karma will be there. You cannot hide yourself, or you cannot run away. The only way you can go, or only course you can accept, is have a clear view, have a clear vision how karma is binding and how can I escape. Here comes the subject matter, karma yoga. Bhagavan says in Gita, as a definition of yoga. Yoga karmasu kaushala. Yoga is the kaushalam in karmas, karmasu, in karmas. What is that kaushalam? Do everything without getting bound. Do everything without getting bound. That is this kaushalam. How? See, we are doing so many karmas, whether worldly karmas or Vedic karmas. With so many expectations we are doing. So many expectations. I am doing this, I am doing that, and as a result I will get that, I will get this. But every karma I am joining so many expectations or results. Bhagavan says in Gita, you just analyze the pattern of karma. You are bound because you are joining so many expectations with the karmas. Just you think a little. You are doing to get results of karma. But just you sit and think for a while. Have you got any right over results? No. We don't have. We have right over our karmas. We don't have any right over our results. That Bhagavan says in Gita, Karmanyev adhikaraste ma bhaleshu kadachana. Karmanyev adhikaraste. You have a right to work, but you don't have a right over results. Results are coming as a natural process. You don't have right over results. Some may think this is a foolish philosophy. To work you have a right, but to get fruits you don't have. What a foolish philosophy is this? Once I was taking some classes for MBA students in one university. It was some 8 or 10 years back. And all those students were MBA students. And somehow these words from Bhagavad Gita came in my speech. Karmaneva adhikaraste ma bhaleshu kadachana. Then immediately those students stood up and asked a doubt. Oh Swami, there's a doubt. All of us are MBA students. And we are studying this MBA. We are studying, and after our studies, we will get some jobs in some companies, in some managerial post. And the only goal behind appointing us is to get maximum profit. So the duty, our duty is to make maximum profit for the company. So we are supposed to make maximum profit. For that we are supposed to work. And you, a Swami, coming here and as a part of lecture saying Karmanyev adhikaraste ma bhaleshu kadachana. What is the meaning in that? That was the doubt. Then I replied them, yes, you are right. But let me ask a question. You are managers working to make maximum profit you can. Yes, you must work. You must work hard. Work hard to make maximum profit, there is no doubt. I am not objecting that. But to analyze how you worked and how much profit you earned, in the end of every year you will take some statements and you will make some ratios. What is the statement? I don't know the name of the statement. Then somebody stood and said, Swami, that is balance sheet. Yes, that is balance sheet. But before that, to arrive at balance sheet, there is a statement. What was its name? I forgot. Then one boy stood and said, that is profit and loss statement, profit and loss account. Then I asked again, I am not hearing properly. What is the name of that account? Please tell me. Then he loudly said, profit and loss account, Swami. Then still I replied, I am not hearing properly. Nowadays it is not clear. My ear is not clear. So please tell somewhat loudly. Then those boys in one voice shouted, profit and loss account. That is the reply I want to hear. It is not profit account, my boy. It is not either loss account. It is profit and loss account. You can work hard. You must work hard. You must work hard to make profit. But in course of time, as a result, profit may come or may not come, or loss may creep in. You must accept both these situations. To work you have the right. I am sitting here and in this lamp there is fire. I can touch that. I can sit here without touching that. Or I am sitting here. There is one switchboard. I can stand from here and go there and break the switchboard and touch the electrical wiring. I can touch. I have the right. But if I touch that, what will happen? I will get electric shock. I have no right over that. If I touch this fire, there is no doubt my finger will get burned. To touch or not, I have the right. To break that switchboard, I have the right. But if I break, I will have electric shock. There is no doubt in that. I have the right to climb to a high building. I have the right. I can do that, I cannot do that. The right is with me. I can decide. And from the top I can jump down. I have the right to jump or not. But if I jump, I will die. I don't have a right. In all activities, whether worldly or Vedic, in all activities, I have the right to perform. Result will come as a natural law. So to get best result, I have to work well. If I work well, result also will be well. But I don't have direct access to result. I don't have direct control over result. You just think this much in life. Whatever activity we do to the utmost level of our ability. Maximum effort we must put in. for the success of that activity. But we must think within. It is not under my control. I have control over my activity alone, not over my result. This is the first stage of analysis. Then you go to the second stage. In the first stage, I said I have right over my activity, not over the result. But in the second stage, just you think, have I got a full right over my activity? No. I am living in this body as a trustee. In the case of a trust, the founder will write so many rules and norms. A trustee is supposed to obey that rules and norms. Like that, we are in this body, we don't have a full right over this body. No, we don't have. We are only trustees. But I am saying this is my body. I don't have full right. One man once invited me to his house. He invited to his house. Swami, you must come to my house. Yes, I will come. I went with him. There was a gate in front. And from that gate to his house, there was a path. And I was walking with him. Then in the opposite direction, one woman was coming. And he said, Swami, that is my wife. That is my wife. And when she reached closer, this man told her, hey, this is Swami I am telling about. This is Swami Chidananda Puri. Without any change in her facial expression, she went away. And this man was looking, I am not in this world. I am coming from sky, so I don't know all these things. However, we went to the front room of his house. There was a boy playing in a sofa. Then this man again, Swami, that is my son. And he went to that boy and told him, my boy, this is Swami Chidananda Puri. Come and say namaste. This boy said, I have so many other works. And he went to another direction. Again this man looked to my face. No. I am not saying all these things. I cannot understand all these things. With that expression, I looked to another direction. Then, at this moment, I saw one man coming from the gate. And seeing that man, the householder who invited me, he shouted, I told you not to come here again. Then why you are coming here? You go away. Don't come inside. Without paying any attention to the words of the householder, he entered into the home and he went inside. I was thinking, this man invited me to his house. Nobody is obeying him. His wife didn't obey. His son didn't obey. This stranger didn't obey. And still this man was saying, this is my house. What is the meaning in that? Like that, we are here. No? Nobody in this world is praying for sickness, sorrows, death. But death is coming, sorrows are coming, so many pains are coming. And we are always in search of happiness and everybody getting happiness always? No. So what we are seeking, we are not getting. And what we are praying not to get, they are coming. And still we are saying, I am this and this is my body. No meaning at all. So just think this is a trust. And as trustees we are here. We have a right to work, to keep this body, to do certain works. That much alone, not more than that. So, in the first place, I have a right over my work, not over fruits. And the second stage, we will realize even in the first phase, that is to work, we have certain rights only, not full right. Keep this in mind and perform our duties. Swami, theoretically it is true. I can understand, theoretically. But when thing comes to practice, somehow or other, that minus, we have to minus the minus, that is the other thing. But it comes, this is mine, this is mine. So simply speaking will do. But in practice it is difficult. So what is a way, practical way to have this karma yoga? That in this place, Bhagavan in his Bhagavad Gita give a great teaching how to perform karma yoga. Because actually karma yoga is doing our duties without expecting result. That is karma yoga. But to speak that is easy. To do it is not that much easy. Because as a part of karma, all these expectations comes. We cannot resist. Then what is the way out? Where is the way out? Bhagavan says, do your duties as a worship of God. Doing our duties as a worship of God. That is not really karma yoga. That is a way to get into karma yoga. Karma yoga is doing our duties without expecting fruits. That is karma yoga. But it is very difficult. Speaking is easy, but practicing is very difficult. So to reach to that karma yoga, this is the way. Doing our duty as a worship of God. Yad karoshi yad ashnasi yad juhoshi dadasi yad tapasyasi kaunteya tad kurusham adarpanam. O Kaunteya, O Arjuna, yat karoshi, what you are doing in this world as a husband or as a wife or as an employer, as an employee, as a farmer, whatever be your individuality, whatever work you are doing here, yat karoshi, yad ashnasi, whatever food you are eating here, a Juhoshi. But Homa you are performing here, Vedic rituals you are performing here. Dadasiyat, whatever you are giving to others as dana. Yet tapasyasi, what austerities you are doing. Oh Arjuna, offer everything tat kurushva madarpana. Perform everything as offering to me. If that feeling of offering comes, naturally that expectation will go. Because when that feeling of offering comes, what remains is the prasada of him, his prasada. What we are getting is his prasada. So offering our karmas or doing our karmas as a worship, as an offering, that naturally take you above karmas. Then your karma will become karma yoga. That is the only practical way. That is the only practical way. To speak, we can speak. For many hours we can continue speaking about karma yoga. That is doing our duties without expecting any fruit. But even when we speak about karma yoga, some expectation will come with it. Because my lecture on karma yoga is becoming good, so these people may offer some dakshina to me. Because speaking is a very easy affair. But as we are human beings, that expectations comes as a nature. So there must be some practical way. And this is the practical way. This is the only practical way. Offer our karmas as a worship of God. How it can be? Because that is my karma. That individuality is there. I am doing. Then how I can think this is his karma? You just observe the universe. There is a scheme uniting everything together. From a minutest atom to the grosser universe, we can see, if we observe a scheme, an order, a perfect law is binding everything together. Even in an organic cell or minutest atom, in the movements of subatomic particles, there is a perfect order within. Perfect order. Even in the movements of electrons inside an atom, or in the movements of celestial bodies, blooming of a flower, flowing of water, crying of a small kid. Whatever phenomena you observe, you will find a perfect order which is holding everything together. That order we are calling dharma, and the controlling faculty we are calling Ishvara. Dharmasya Prabhurachyuta. So there is an order. Everything is coming within that order. So the work I am calling my work, and the work you are calling your work, all are within that universal scheme. Realizing that, when that realization comes, naturally my work will become an offering. Through this work I am doing your puja. Because this was a part of your scheme. This is a part of your scheme. Because of ignorance, I didn't understand that. But now I am understanding. This part of work, which I called my work, is actually a small, a minutest part of the universal activity which is under your control. Adhiyajñohamevatra, Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, Adhiyajñohamevatra. I am above all activities of this world as their master. Realizing this, all my activities naturally becomes offerings unto his feet. This is the way we can make our karma as karma yoga. When we are making our karma as karma yoga, it will not bind us. Not only that, it will purify our intellect. And with that purity, clarity of idea will come. We will go deeper and deeper in the search of the Supreme. And slowly, this karma itself will take us to that position which is called yoga. When this karma takes us to yoga, it is called karma yoga. It is practical always, and it is not in the present days society alone. In all times and all climes, it is quite practical. And see, when we realize the principle behind this karma and the karma phala, actions and the results of action, we will be able to work hard. Earlier, when I was working, I worked and I carried the burden also, burden of expectation. Now I am working alone. I am not carrying the burden. Freely I am working. Otherwise, see, we are becoming tired easily because we are doing two things. One, we are working. Second, we are carrying the burden of expectation. When that is gone, we will work like anything. Just observe the great teachers who taught us, great personalities who gave the light. Just observe how much work they have done. How? Because they worked and worked alone. So this is the secret. So Karma Yoga will change the outlook. Karma Yoga will take us to the final destination. Karma will become Karma Yoga when we have this knowledge within. To have this knowledge within, we can learn our Shastras. If we go to Shastras, we will have clear picture how to make Karma Yoga. And the same karma which bound in our earlier times, the same karma will change, and now it will become as a tool which liberate us from all bondages. As Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, Kriti Mahodadhau Patana Karana Bhalama Shashwatam Gati Nirodhakam. That is, doing our works. It is the cause for falling in the Mahodati, ocean of this samsara. Not only that, Gati Nirodhakam, it is preventing your way to final happiness or supreme happiness. But the same karma which prevented you becomes a sadhana when Ishwararpitam Nechaya Krutam Chitta Shodhakam Mukti Sadhakam. When the same karma done with a feeling of worship, as a worship of the Supreme, not for the benefit of a lower ego, then the same karma becomes Chitta Shodhakam Mukti Sadhakam. It purifies our mind, intellect, and it is becoming Mukti Sadhakam. Mukti Sadhakam. Help us to get rid of all sorrows of this world. The same karma, when our attitude changes. Earlier it was binding, now it is liberating. See the change? And the secret lies in Karma Yoga. Learn well, and in our Shastras, especially in Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita, we can see the secret explained very well. To have that, we must devote at least half an hour daily for our studies, scriptural studies. Daily. We have time. Some may say, I don't have time. We have time. There is no doubt in that. When the final call comes, nobody can say, no, I have not time. We must go. Without finishing our work, we must go. There is time. We have time. So for our scriptural studies, we must find at least half an hour daily. Devote ourselves for that. And realize the real meaning of Karma Yoga, and ultimately yoga, and have a clear vision. With that vision we can live in this world, we can do our duties, and that all comes from an individual perspective. From a social perspective, we can do great works. We can do great works. And only through our great works, this motto will be achieved. Otherwise we will be writing Krunonto Vishwamadyam, Krunonto Vishwamadyam, Krunonto Vishwamadyam. We were not knowing what is the meaning. So this task Bharat alone can do. Bharat alone can do. Not India, I am saying. Not India, not America, not Europe, not Africa, not Arabia. Bharat. Krunvanto Vishwamadyam. Making the whole world great, divine. That is the task. For that, all organizations like this VicharManthan are working, and we can work together. We can work together to fulfill that dream, to realize that motto, to fulfill that. We can work together. With this word, let me conclude for the time being, and you can ask whatever you want. In one-way lecture, there is no meaning at all. It will go on and on. Instead, if you have any doubt to ask, you can ask without any hesitation. If I know the answer, I will reply. Yeah.
Swamiji, very mesmerizing actually, and this kind of we should be really proud of ourselves. We have this ancient knowledge, and Guruji, Swamiji today exposed this again, explained to us. So now we will open it for question and answer session. As I told before, please keep your questions brief and to the point, and then we'll go from there. Maybe another 15-20 minutes of time. Because it's a small hall, I hope you can get up and tell your name and ask your questions. I hope you don't need a mic.
Actually, for the benefit of video, they can come in the front and ask the question if they want actually.
You can come to the podium and ask the question also.
Don't hesitate. Why? There is no distance. We are one.
Maybe I will kickstart the question myself, since nobody is coming forward. So when you say worship of God as your duty, you do the duties as worship of God. My parents take it the other way around. They think the worship of God itself is a duty. So they keep on doing a lot of pujas, samskar, a lot of, yajnas and all those things. I just don't have time for any of those things. So is it, but whereas I do my duties, which is supposed to be an engineering duty, is it also part of doing as a worship of God, or is it doing worship of God is my duty? Basically, I don't know what my duty is.
See, in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan clearly says, Swakarmana tamabhyarchya siddhim vindati manava. Clearly, the answer is there. That is, yatah pravrittir bhutana yena sarvamidam tatam swakarmana tamabhyarchya siddhim vindati manava. Yatah pravrittir bhutana. From where all these beings came into existence. Yena sarvamidam tatam, by which all these existences are pervaded. Swakarmana tamabhyarchya, worshipping him with one's own duties. Siddhim vindati manava. Man will have supreme emancipation. Supreme bliss he will have. How? Swakarmana tamabhyarchya, worshipping him with one's own duties. So we have different duties in this world. As a husband, or as a wife, or as an engineer, as he told here, or as a doctor, or as a shopkeeper, or as a farmer. Different entities we are having. And each individuality or each personality demands certain works. Doing that, realizing that is a mode to, a way to worship the Supreme, doing our duty well. Naturally, our work itself will become worship. See, man is cooking food. Of course, he is doing that cooking with utmost care. But imagine today, a guru, he is worshipping mosque, is coming to his house. And he have to offer food to that guru. Just imagine. Every day he is cooking or he will cook with utmost care. No doubt in that. But that day, what will happen? He will pay some more attention. Every day he is cooking with the utmost care. No doubt in that. He is washing everything, he is cleaning. But that day, he will wash it more. With more fervor he will do. More care he will put. Watchfully he will do that work. When? Because that feeling of offering is there. Like that, our work will be purified. Naturally, our work will be purified when that feeling of offering comes. So, it is not something different from our normal life. It is not something going and doing some pujas and all. Doing our own work with this feeling of offering. So karmana tamabhyarchya. When that feeling is there, the very karma, the same karma, it will become as a worship. This is the crux of karma yoga. So have these words in mind. So karmana tamabhyarchya siddhim vindati manava. If a man is sitting in front of a homa kunda and he is offering with mantras, Agnaye Swaha or Rudraya Swaha, Vishnave Swaha, and that feeling is not within, it will not become a yajna. And even worldly duties or parts of our work, we are performing with that feeling of offering. Naturally, it is becoming a yajna. So, what makes a karma yajna is the feeling within, the attitude. The attitude. Yeah. Anything else? No need of any hesitation, you can ask. Or if you have any hesitation, you can write on a paper and give me. If I know, I will reply. Otherwise, no.
You can stand here, it's fine. If you want.
I had a little confusion with the word, the expectation of the result. So for example, like the cook who is in your example, isn't there an expectation at the end of the cooking process that the food should be tasty? Even if I offer the action, I still expect that the food should be, how do I reconcile that?
When we cook, we must do that putting our maximum capability to make it tasty, to make it nourishing. There is no wrong in that. But see, when that expectation is narrow and it is only for my enjoyment, it is binding. When we are offering to God, when we are offering to our Ishtadeva, when we are offering to our Guru, we will cook with the same intention, same feeling. It must be tasty, it must be nourishing, it must become best food. Then that expectation is not binding me. That is the attitude change. When it is for my narrow enjoyment, it gives one result. And it is for the society at large, or when it is an offering to my Guru or to deity, then it is something another. So what matters is our attitude. Without any expectation, who can do? We can speak. Sitting on a podium, we can speak. That is why in the beginning I said, in the real sense, Karma Yoga is doing karma without expectation. But we can speak that. We cannot practice because expectation comes as a natural. So the way to make karma yoga is offering. This is an offering. This is an offering. When that feeling of offering comes, naturally karma becomes karma yoga.
Please. Want to ask questions?
Hi.
Come please forward.
So I have one question. It's a general question, I think, which I'm going through and everybody maybe in the Silicon Valley. So I'm around 67. So many people are reaching the age of 60, 65, 70 years. There are so many social challenges for kids, marriage, your son's daughters. There are also financial retirement challenges. So how do you keep yourself on track, keep your health on track? Or what are your suggestions on how should the Silicon Valley seniors act on it?
Whether a senior or junior, try to live in the present. Try to live in the present. As a father, or as a teacher, or as a mother, we have to do our responsibilities. There is no doubt in that. Do as your duty. Don't expect back. Don't expect anything back. When it comes, it is okay. Then we can live freely. What is binding us here? It is expectations. We are expecting this and that from our children, our wife, our husband, our that, our this. No. Do our duty. There finishes the matter. And see, we are seeing so many problems. So many problems are there. Actually, who is creating all these problems?
Mind.
Myself.
Mind and expectations.
I myself, I'm creating and I am putting on others' shoulders. She created, he created. No. So have in mind, I am the friend of mine and I am the enemy of mine.
It can be said you are the problem and you are the
Solution. When we look to the problem angle, it will go on and on. Once you look into the solution angle, then it is here. It is here. But for that, we must be able to analyze problems sitting or keeping some distance. What is happening? When the problems comes as mine, I will become a part of that. When that problem was another man's problem, I used to sit up and analyze and give solutions to him or her. But when that is becoming my case, I am involved in that. See, one boat was met with a mishap and it immersed. Some 35 children died. And one mother was crying. She was crying, hitting on her own chest. She was crying, "Oh my son, oh my son." Then the neighbor woman, she was trying to console her. "Oh, you just think we don't have right over this. What happened is happened. Huh? We have to accept it. Huh? Try to accept it." Then one messenger came running. "Your child also died." Then this woman started weeping, crying. "Oh my fate, what happened to my son?" See, when the case was with her, I sat on an upper chair and consoled. But when the case was mine, I became immersed. Where that chair has gone, where that upper seat has gone. See, this is the drama of the world. So realize it. Play it well. When we are here, we have the resources, do something good for the society to make this motto fulfilled. Whenever we travel inside India and outside India, we are seeing a vast difference. Difference in Indian families alone, not in others' case. What is the difference? See, in India, family is supporting children. They are teaching their children. They are taking all burden. And of course, with some expectation, they are doing that. And children also, when they grow, they may look after their parents or they may discard. That is there. When we come outside, whether it is in Europe or Australia or America, wherever it is, Indian parents are supporting their children. They are paying the fees. They are taking all burden. And up to a certain stage, children are their children. After that, they are emulating the lifestyle of others. Then this father and mother, they looks upward. You must decide. One way, after 16 years of age, children must find out their own ways. They must take their responsibility, they must learn, they must grow. If you are supporting, they must follow the Indian system. Some may object, some may accept this view. If you are following the Indian way, reciprocation must also be in the Indian way. Otherwise, it will create so many problems. It is creative, we are seeing that. So, just think in this direction. So work hard, earn well, teach your children, and along with that teaching, you give our values. Not through words, but through deeds. Let them learn from very childhood our values. Or otherwise, if you are not giving that values, after 16 years of age, let them be alone. Let them find their way, their money, their studies, and be individuals as the individuals of this country.
So I have one suggestion on that also. What I tell my kids that this is the right way and this is the right way to your career path. And this is the wrong way and this is the way to disaster. So you have to decide, I will not decide, you have to decide which way you want to go. Path to success or path to disaster.
Yeah. Uddhared atmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet. Atmaiva hyatmano bandhu atmaiva vibhuda. But see, we have to show some models. Don't go on teaching, don't go on advising, but show. Practically you show them. Let them have some role models in their own house. Instead of in some newspapers or film screens. Let them have role models in their own house. Who can become? Mother can become. Who can become? Father can become. We must be such role models.
Anybody else has any questions?
So my question is, in today's world, the kind of information that we are getting is penetrating in different ways, through chat, through WhatsApp, through all these kind of ways we are getting information. So one of the things which I experienced is, some of the information makes some kind of hate in our mind. And for example, somebody said, hey, in your religion this, or in your culture this, right? It may or may not be right, that we don't know. But it creates some kind of angriness and hate or a seed for that. How do we shield ourselves from creating such angriness or hate in our mind? How do we protect ourselves? This is keep coming and it's not going to stop. I have said one more question. So recently I got a WhatsApp chat saying that, hey, there is a mention here in some, I don't know Vedas, but it is saying, in Vedas it is written that beef eating is correct. So my second question is,
Beef eating is what?
beef eating is correct. It's okay. It's okay to eat. So it's political, but it's... So the question is, from a learned person I want to know, is there any reference such like that? And if it is so, in what context this is made? It's not for an argument purpose, but it's for knowing.
Knowing purpose, right.
Yep, thanks.
The first question, in the present days media, whether it is WhatsApp or this or that, some sort of hate creation or anger building is there. What is the way to shield or protect ourselves from that? To protect, there is some kavachas are there. Chant daily mantras like Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, or Namah Shivaya, or Namo Narayana, whatever it is. And rather than personality, you make individuality, strong individuality. Then nothing will affect you. And don't sit idle. Use the same media to spread the message of dharma and love. Don't say WhatsApp is creating so much hate messages or this, that. Don't say that. You know how to use that. You know how to use the internet media. So use it as much as you can to spread the message of dharma. Not religion, I am saying, dharma. Or to be specific, Sanatana Dharma, because it knows only love. So maximum utilization of the present day media is the way. At the same time, have that individuality which will not be penetrated easily. We can do that. So devote a certain time daily to spread the message of dharma. Use WhatsApp, use Facebook, use YouTube, use this, use that, use whatever or whichever media you get to spread the message of Sanatana Dharma. That is the only way. Because it is positive. There is nothing negative. When negative message comes, you negate that. Negate the negative means you are making it positive. That is the greatness of Sanatana Dharma. A battlefield made place to give Vedanta. That is the greatness of Sanatana Dharma. So negate the negative, not by negativities, but through spreading the message of Sanatana Dharma. Make use of all this media as much as you can. The second question. In Veda, there are so many mantras which advocate BPT. No, there are no such mantras. In Smritis, in so many places, it is referred, so many people ate meat. There are so many references in Smritis. But see, Veda is not for that. Veda is not advocating any type of eating. Whether it is meat or whether it is vegetable. Veda is not for that. Veda is above that. Veda have no business with such eating and all. But nowadays, so many are speaking in this voice, to confuse especially Hindus. Then what course we have to select? See, in the near past, say 1 or 2 years, for the last 1 or 2 years, every now and then, in some messages, people will quote the 6th chapter of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. saying to have energetic kids, you must eat meat of a ox or bull, like that. And they will quote some mantras. Here the question was put to understand. So we will have to reply in the positive language. But in some occasions, some people ask to criticize. Then the reply will be in another voice. Then I used to reply, then, not now. Oh, you are quoting 6th chapter of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So you have read all the 5 chapters and you are following that. Even after following the 5 chapters, how this doubt came to you? You go. That is the answer. Because you are quoting from 6th chapter. There are 5 chapters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Learn them well and then ask a question. But here, the question is for a correct understanding. So let us think about that. There, the words used, mamsena, aukshena mamsena, and arshabhena mamsena. Such words are there in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, 6th chapter. What is the meaning of mamsa? What is the meaning of mamsa?
Doubtless.
Mamsa. Nowadays, immediately reply will come. It is meat. It is meat. Mamsa is meat. You go to a dictionary, even wrote by Sir Monier, Williams Monier. Why I am quoting him, you must understand. He was the second Professor Dean of Borden Chair in the Oxford University. And this Borden Chair was created to misinterpret Vedas. That was the sole purpose of creating that chair in the Oxford University. And as per their recommendations, British government fully sponsored the program in which Vedas were explained by Professor Max Muller. This Sir Monier Williams Monier was the second Professor Dean of that university, chair, not of the university, of that chair. And he published Sanskrit English Dictionary, Monier Williams Dictionary. Even in that dictionary, you go and see what are the meanings given for mamsa. The first meaning is tender part of fruits. That is the first meaning given. Tender part of fruits. Second meaning is meat. I am not saying the case of a time 1000 years back. No. Only 100 years. That is 1830s. 1830s. In those period, Monier Williams wrote this dictionary. Even in that period, meaning of mamsa was first considered tender part of fruit, vegetables. Second meaning was meat. And we are taking the second meaning first, and we are not at all taking the first meaning. Then, to be more specific, come to the word Uksha and Rishabha. What's the meaning of Rishabha? Rishabha is ox. There is no doubt. Rishabha is ox. Is there any other meaning? Huh? In Ayurveda, there is Ashtavarga Kashaya is there. And in its yoga comes Rishabha. What is that Rishabha? It is nothing other than Soma. Soma. And see, this mantra came when Upanishad discusses with the procreation. In no Ayurveda text, the meat of bull or ox is prescribed as a Vajikarana. Instead, Soma is described as a medicine for Vajikarana. Here the meaning of Rishabha we must take as Soma. Somalata. The fleshy part of Soma.
What is Soma?
Soma is a plant, a creeper. And the fleshy part of that Soma is Rishabhamamsa. But for us it is easy to take the meat of it is easy. So what we have to put in mind is, when we learn Veda, we must take the meaning of terms according to Vedic terminology. Each and every science will have its own terminology that we have to learn. Without that, people are saying, one day one man came and asked, Indra used to eat meat. Then what is wrong in meat eating? There is nothing wrong in meat eating. If you want to eat, you can eat. Why you are taking Indra? If you want to eat, you can eat. Who is protecting? Who is objecting? If you want to eat, you can eat. I am not eating, but you can eat. But why you are taking Indra? If you are taking Indra, you have to take him as a whole. What he did. You don't take this aspect alone. There are so many things Indra did. You do that. Can you imagine? No, you cannot imagine. Then why you are taking this aspect alone? What foolishness you are doing? Then he went away. So, don't be in the defense side always. Always answering to the queries others are putting. No, stop that answering. Instead, you start questioning. Don't always be in the defense side. Sometimes you can be in the offense side also. Why can't you? So learn well. If somebody asks you some questions with the intention to verify, ask some 2 or 3 questions to him and observe. Why can't you? Always being in the defense side, is it good? No, it is not at all good. Yes? Now I think we can conclude.
Yeah.
I have one.
Huh?
Due to lot of time, we have to stop the question session now. And I would like to call Mr. Anil Ji. He wants to talk about the work being done by Swami Ji. Anil Ji, please.
Let him finish whatever he had to say.
No, I think we have to stop this. We do not have time. We
We
got hard stop. Sorry, we got a hard stop. You already asked 3 questions, right? We got reaching time.
So regarding this meat eating, I think I am in the medical diagnostic. It has a direct relation with the kidney failure and
So
the
many
cancer.
problems.
Cancer.
So many.
So-
Not only kidney failure and this
Cancer.
cancer. So many problems.
Yeah.
But If somebody want to eat, let him eat.
Yes, right. Yes, right.
One man want to drink alcohol, let him drink.
Yes, right, of course.
Ah.
That is what
The
I want.
after effects, you have to bear.
I am
You have to
responsible
accept.
for my health, yes.
You have to accept.
Yes.
So let us conclude now.
Yeah. Sanilji, please.
Oh.
Okay, then we'll move on to vote of thanks. You want to talk about? Please come.
Namaste everyone. This is basically just to talk about Swamiji himself and his work. We have a brochure with Srijitji. You can get it after the function. I will actually read out because I don't have to rediscover everything that Swamiji has done and has been doing. So I will. In the last pages, Pujaniya Swamiji, after basic studies of Vedanta, Swami went in quest of truth and travelled in different parts of Bharat as Parivrajaka. After getting blessings from several Mahatmas, he reached Madhavananda Ashramam in Gujarat, where he learned Shastra under Acharya Param Pujya Swami Vimalananda Puri Maharaj, accepted Sannyasa Diksha from Param Pujya Swamiji Vidyananda Giriji, 10th Mahamandaleshwar of Kailasa Ashram, Rishikesh in 1989. After spending time in Madhavananda Ashram, he reached Kolattur in July 1990. He has been delivering speeches on very in-depth with in-depth knowledge in different parts of Kerala and including other countries like Sultanate of Oman, UAE, Italy, Australia, Singapore, and in US. One important thing which I could notice in his description about his profile is whenever the path of dharma gets deviated, cleaning process becomes inevitable in our society. Swamiji acts as the torchbearer in the process of recapturing lost dharmic values both in Kerala and outside world. He is striving hard to take the society to Vaidika system of life which is capable to lead man to eternal bliss. So to spread the message of Sanatana Dharma, Swamiji started Brahma Vidyapith, a center for studying Vedanta seriously. He started giving lectures and conducting discourses on various topics related to Dharma across the length and breadth of state of Kerala. Later on, started organizing regular annual discourses and classes which attracts a good number of listeners belonging to various walks of life. Besides being an Acharya, Swamiji acts as social reformer also. He guides the society to save it from the present day turbulence, and beyond that, Swamiji raises his voice against all attempts to harm Dharma and Hinduism and extends limitless support to defend such moves. He is also in the forefront to energize Hindu society in Kerala, which is being suppressed by various invasive forces and certain political parties also. It was under the leadership of Swamiji that Mahabharatam Dharma Raksha Sangamam, a colorful mega event to protect Dharma, was organized at Kozhikode in April 2016. The Sangamam, attended by more than 2 lakh people, was addressed by personalities including great sannyasins, Yoga Guru Baba Ramdev Ji and Central Minister Rajiv Pratap Rudy. Swamiji is the present chairman of Kerala chapter of Margadarshaka Mandal, the organization for sannyasins. Besides, Swamiji heads Sanatana Dharma Parishad, the organization of various ashrams and likely-minded Hindu organizations. He has also written so many books. People from different parts of Kerala and outside visit Advaita Ashrama in Kolattur, near Kozhikode, seeking Swamiji's blessings and advice on various issues related to day-to-day life. Even in the busy schedule, Swamiji finds time to give guidance and support to the needy. This is very important actually. So he goes into the very specific of individuals also sometimes. That's all. And in this brochure, there are other ashramams, branches of his. Advaita Ashramam is also mentioned. And please get the copy from Sriji. Namaste.
Now I would like to invite Yanaji for a small word of thanks, please. Also concluded with Shanti Mantra.
It is fortunate to have Swamiji this evening, wonderful evening, and for giving us enlightening speech. And on behalf of VicharManthan and Balaji Temple, we express our sincere thanks. We also like to thank Balaji Temple for holding hands with co-hosting this event. Our sincere thanks to Balaji Temple. And we would like to actually hold hands with many other organizations going forward. And this is a good thing. We want to see that continue. Also, our sincere thanks to Swamiji and the administration of Balaji Temple for giving us this facility. It's a great thing. We can actually rely on to host intellectual talk, and definitely community benefits greatly. Our sincere thanks. Also, so there is a verse in Tamil. Sevikku unavillada podu siridhu vaitrukkum iyappadum. That means, when you don't have something to listen, then only the stomach also get the food, right? So this verse actually gives the importance of the learning. So when we actually get the learning is the food, and when we actually get this food from Swamiji, it's a prasad, it's a bliss to get it. Mm-hmm. And we want to actually, so as a Bharatiya, so no matter how we are, we always have the craving, so that craving actually increases as we actually enjoy that bhojan prasad, so, and we want to actually, as VicharManthan, bring that bhojan prasad for your listening. And please go to the our site, our Facebook site, VicharManthan.org, and like us the page, and you also talk to your friends. You can also subscribe to VicharManthan Bay Area at gmail.com, so that other people also benefit. And we thank you for being here. Wonderful program.
No, okay. I have a question for Swamiji. That do you have something going on in Gujarat similar to Kerala?
Swamiji will be here after this session is, then you can actually ask a question privately. Okay. So after this, we will like to actually now conclude this event with Shanti Mantra. So in a chorus form, basically, we will start with the first line. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhavet Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.